Hello, I think everything is working. It seems like it is. Welcome back to the Whiffcast. This is week 3, episode 3, and I am joined once again by Quivering Quoll, also known as Paul.
That's me.
And I am Tactical Pumpkin, also known as Jacob. First thing we're going to be jumping into, as always, is Whiff of the Week. This one was recorded and witnessed by Paul himself. And it is quite unfortunate. I had a peek at it earlier, but I'm going to play it here for all of you to enjoy.
Ready to die.
Let's have a look at the situation here. This is a game on Icebox that we played in a 5-stack. Enemies pushing A at the start of the round. Looks like we're on a save round. Both Paul and Connor get one tapped at the start.
How did she get up there?
And now we have our Reyna here, who's got the jump on Jet. There she goes.
I can't.
And then we got me coming up, follow up, and that was a double whiff of the week moment. Let's watch that back instant replay. Let's see how many shots are missed here.
How did she get up
Starting off with a full magazine of 25 bullets.
there?
Dies with 11 bullets in the magazine. That is quite unfortunate. How about me?
I can't.
Oh, I pick up the same gun. And I take it down to 4 bullets. So collectively, we miss 21 bullets for the magazine of the gun on the same person. That is... What's your take on that, Paul?
It's just another day, another week.
It's another day in the office.
Another day in Valorant.
Damn
Just
right.
whiffing all the time. I just watched 2 whiff of the weeks in a row. What?
That was rough. Okay. That's probably the best whip of the week we've had so far, I must say. That's pretty disastrous.
I reckon like it's rare to get those combos where it just the
Yeah,
whiff
the
just
2-in-1.
winds up.
Not only that, but I actually picked up the same gun that she whiffed with, and then I whiffed with that again. It's like passing down the whiff. Alright, let me swap over to our main screen here. I may need to... Oh no, it's all working already off the bat. Perfect. That is perfect. Get rid of that. Have that here. Okay. Now, let me start searching. And I think I will give you the honors today, Paul, to choose our first topic.
Should we start with the big one? That's what everyone's doing.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Alright, yeah. Fuck it. Let's start with Elden Ring. Let me just keep a track of these timestamps to make my life later in the future, easier in the future, because it's been quite difficult making the chapters on these things. So I'm just gonna do this. We're
Yeah,
starting.
like a stopwatch.
No, I'm just
then
doing it. I have like an alternate Discord account where I can put it in.
No.
Alright, there we go. So, the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, released 2 days ago on Friday, our time. And I have been playing the shit out of it. Everyone's been playing the shit out of it. All the Elden Ring fans that I know are playing it. And it's pretty good. It's about what I expected. It is extremely difficult. Like...
It's more Elden Ring.
A new kind of difficult, to the point where it's got mixed reviews on Steam because it's just that hard. People are complaining about the difficulty. People are also complaining about the performance, which is very fair. I have certainly experienced some very bad frame rates in some parts of that map. Have you also experienced that, Paul?
I just experienced like hiccups for Elden Ring ever since I've been playing the themeless co-op mod and that. I've always had it, so I've like never felt the like what everyone's doing. I just
Okay.
was part of my fucking PC or something.
So in the DLC specifically, you haven't
Oh, I experienced like a hiccup in like one of the bosses, but it's like for me it was a
But it's
given.
normal for you. But you haven't
Yeah.
experienced like consistent low frame rate in certain areas.
Nah.
Okay. Well, something that I've been experiencing and
Well,
like
to be fair, I haven't really played
you haven't
the
been to
D.
that many areas. Yeah, that's fair.
Nah.
But
I fucked up with my save file. Like last year, I did all the achievements, right? So I like on New Game Plus 4. And then I just stopped playing when I clicked begin journey.
yeah.
So
So you clicked begin
so
journey,
I
started a fresh thing, and then you just didn't do anything.
didn't do anything. I didn't even bother to check if my save file was ready or not. Nah, I was at the start of the game. I had to quickly do Valeria's quest line to get Mog, and then I realized you have to kill Radahn. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a
oh.
whole thing.
And then, like, now I'm in New Game Plus 4. I thought about it. Like, do I really want to be playing the DLC in New Game Plus 4? So I might just do a new save
Yeah,
and
that's
just
fair.
slide. And just get the weapons I want to use and just, I don't know. More Elden Ring.
Yeah, more Elden Ring. Well, for me, I had a pretty good save for it because I did a playthrough on YouTube, and then when I finished that playthrough on YouTube,
You didn't do
I
it.
just never played on that game. Like, I never played on that save after that. So
Beautiful.
I had a player that was like all the gear I wanted at the right point in the game, in the right place on the map, just ready for the DLC. So I pretty much jumped straight in, and but yeah, the performance is the main thing I was mentioning. That and the bosses being hard, which I can definitely see as a annoying thing for some people,
I thought it would just be
because
Elden Ring, bro.
yeah, like I was expecting the bosses to be stupidly hard, to be honest. Like the first main boss I ran into in the DLC, um, if you've seen who she is, you'll know what I'm talking about. But
I
she's
have
got
not.
like, yeah,
Apparently, I went to a side boss immediately.
she's the one with the swords. Anyway,
No idea.
she it took, let's just say it took me 179 deaths to beat her, and it took me 5 hours to beat her. That, like, so, yeah, she's very hard.
But like,
I also got to her first, which I think most people didn't. Most people did other stuff first. So that might also contribute to that.
I mean, the way you play Elden Ring is like, as everyone complains in our friend group, is fucking hell. You
Yeah.
don't. You do not explore. You treat Elden Ring like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, I treat it like a linear, I look at the most, like
Shit, way
the
to get to
the
edge.
path that seems like the most story main story boss like packed path, whatever path I think is supposed to be like the end game path, or the path that you're supposed to follow to beat the content, I will take that path first. And that is what I did with the DLC. I ran into her and I got obliterated, but I picked away at it, and over time I learned all the moves, and eventually I beat her. It was like by the skin of my teeth, because when I did beat her, it was a trade. Like,
Oh,
I
nice,
killed her
nice.
and she killed me, but it still
But she
counted.
died. She died quick enough before your
Yeah,
thing
she
reset.
died quick enough, so it still counted as a victory, and I will fucking take it, bro. Like, it is
Was
what it
it?
is.
There's a thing I say to like. I've been saying it to Connor. It's like, fuck, this boss is so dog shit while you're fighting it, and after you beat it, is it like a Mizaki? You've done it
Yeah,
again.
yeah, when you're fighting it, it's like, oh, it's just so broken, it's unfair bullshit. When you finally beat it, it's like, that was beautiful.
That
That
was
was
a
beautiful
peak
game
boss
design,
fight.
peak boss fight. There has been actually one situation in the DLC where I've spent ages beating a boss, finally beat it, and when I did beat it, I actually still kept my anger that I had while I was fighting it, of like, wow, that was a horrible boss fight. And you know what, eventually you'll fight that boss, Paul, and you'll probably see what I mean. But let's just say bosses that I hate in Elden Ring are the ones where you're fighting the camera more than you're fighting the boss, and the boss is big, and the camera is
They
like
move so fast.
unlocking and relocking by itself, and you feel like you have no control. It's just absolutely frustrating, and there is one boss I fought that's like that. Other than that one, though, every boss that I fought after that one with the swords that I was mentioning earlier, I've actually spent less time trying to beat them, which is the opposite of what I've seen online. I've been seeing people play the DLC, and most people that I've seen kill that first boss that I was mentioning fairly quick, and then as they get through, it takes longer and longer for them to beat the bosses, which makes more sense. For whatever reason, for me, it's the opposite, and I've been killing bosses quicker the further I'm getting into it. Maybe it's just the new leveling system that they've introduced that,
It might be like people are playing on New Game Plus as well.
yeah, it
But
could be
apparently-
that.
And what do you call it? Just like you're so used to on how Elden Ring works and that, and it's just like you're in like a
Yeah, like a flow
semi-conscious
state
flow
or
state.
something. Like the first boss was just a speed bump I had to get past, and then once I did that, I was in this like a flow state and I was doing better. But I feel like the first boss was just designed to counter my build. I have like a very heavy attack, heavy weapon build that kind of relies on poise breaking and stun locking bosses and getting like visceral attacks on them. The
Yeah.
first boss has crazy poise, and when you hit her, you can hit her with a bus, and she will not stagger or anything. She'll just keep on swinging through it, and I think that's what made it so hard for me, because
Domino, you're a fat cat.
I
So
haven't-
used to staggering.
yeah, I'm so used to bosses getting
Negative.
like staggered when you hit
Yeah, 'cause
them,
you're
or
fucking
getting
fat.
poise broken. Jesus Christ, this guy just called this guy a fat cunt in the fucking
Nice.
voice comms. Classic Call of Duty. But yeah, the boss, that starting boss was really hard, and then everything after that seems to be getting easier. Although, I did run into a boss that I'm not sure, but I have like an 80% chance thing in my head that that boss is meant to be like the final boss, the main boss of the DLC, because I went into that arena, got obliterated, and normally when I go into an arena, I'm like, alright, this is going to take like 100 deaths, but I'll probably beat it. This boss, when I walked in, I got obliterated like 10 times, and I was like, okay, this is like, I need to go and do other stuff. If I try this, as I normally do with every other boss where I just bash my head against the wall, I'm literally going to be here for like days trying to beat this thing. So
Finally, you snapped.
I was like, alright, I'm going to go and find the other Remembrance bosses and fight them, and then come back to this dude. But that is a ridiculous fight. I can't wait until the boys get there, and I can see
Like
like
Matt's already there.
their reaction. No, I don't think he is. He hasn't actually been playing that much, because
I mean,
he's been doing stuff. But
more like raving.
yeah, raving and whatever you guys were up to last night.
Oh, we went to a rave and then we went to levels to see restricted. So
Yeah, you guys were out there for a while, weren't you?
I was like dancing for almost like 14 hours straight. Anyway,
Yeah. What was okay? Yeah, so the Elden Ring mixed reviews topic. It's a shame people are giving it mixed reviews because it's too hard. In my opinion, just fucking get better at the game. Any final thoughts on mixed reviews, Paul? I know you probably haven't played enough to really
I
have a lot
haven't
of
played
input on
enough.
it. Yeah.
I just had the fun experience of having to play fucking fighting Morgan Radahn again.
Yeah. Okay.
Or spent 2 hours, and then when I finally got there, I was like, I gotta go to bed early tonight because I need to be up and stay up for a long time the next day.
Yeah.
And here I am.
And here
on the
you are.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not fucking dead inside. I am awake, I guess.
You're awake. You're grinding Call of Duty
I'm,
zombies.
I'm grinding zombies because I was like, I'm just in the mood for zombies, and if I'm gonna be grinding, I may as well do it for Dark Ether camo for a weapon I have not unlocked yet. So I'm currently grinding to get the weapon, then I have to grind to level it up. You know,
Just a lot of grinding, basically.
That's all you do in this. Just grind.
Damn right. Let's jump into, I guess, another Elden Ring topic, because if we're already on Elden Ring, we may as well do all the Elden Ring related stuff.
Yeah.
Which we have quite a few of. Let me look and see. I guess we can talk about the co-op mod. So, I found an article that mentioned FromSoft themselves. Actually, let me quickly chuck in another timestamp. Boom. Boom. There we go. So I found an article that mentioned From Software actually said that it says Elden Ring's popular seamless co-op mod is definitely not something that we actively oppose. And when I read that, I was kind of surprised because I always thought that FromSoft was always against the idea of like having multiplayer as a primary feature, like a co-op feature where you can actually do the whole game in co-op with somebody else or with multiple people. Always seemed like something they were kind of not too into because they always limit co-op a lot in their
Yeah, they
games.
always do this fucking dumb mechanic for the co-op.
Like spending
Where it has to,
consumable items and stuff for it, or
like, and yeah, like somehow it's got to do with an actual gameplay that makes sense in the world.
yeah, like they ghosts, they invade your world
Somehow.
or whatever. But they said here that they're not opposed to it, and not only that, but they said they may even consider ideas like that with their future games, which makes me hopeful that maybe in future FromSoft games we're gonna see a more integrated
Or
co-op experience that kind of functions like the mod, where you can just, whenever you
do
want,
everything with
join your
friends.
mate, do the whole game with them without restrictions. The enemies get scaled appropriately, and it's all good and dandy, I guess. Like, I think that would be a great thing for the games to have, because obviously you don't need to do it. Even if the game has a feature like that in it, you can still just play it single
By
player.
yourself.
Or maybe if they really want to limit you, they can say in your first playthrough you're not allowed to use the feature, and then when you beat the game you can use it or something like that if they really
Like the
want.
same. Yeah, that it might be annoying for people like in let's just say IGN saying like you cannot use this
You can't
great
use the
feature
feature, yeah, until you beat
until
the
you
game.
beat it. Some just going off topic because I'm playing zombies. I think there was something like that in World War II Zombies. Not gonna lie. So one of the DLCs, I only played like the first map in World War II, so don't mind me.
Yeah.
In the DLC, it was practically like, I guess, baby's first outbreak in terms of it was objective based only first. So you got to do all these objectives in these
Yeah, I
rooms,
remember
or you
that.
fail, and then after you do that, you move to the next part of the map, and you got to do all of them in one try, or you fail and you have to repeat it all. And after you do that, you finally unlock the proper round base.
Yeah,
So,
but wasn't that released? Round base was like released later, or did you have to actually have to
oh no,
unlock round base?
you're talking about Vanguard. I'm talking about World War II
Oh,
zombies.
you mean like
Actual World War
the
II zombies.
actual Call of Duty World War Two? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I never even touched zombies on that. I never even played that like outside of the beta, so I don't really know much about that one.
Yeah, never do I. I only play the campaign and the train scene.
Yeah, I remember the train scene. That was that was one hell of a
That was an
scene.
experience. That was
Yeah,
a scene.
that's what I want out of my Call of Duty campaigns, to be honest.
I reckon we'll have a train scene in Black Ops 6 because it's more action focused.
Maybe we'll get to see Mason escaping Vorkuta from Reznov's point of view. Train scene point
Oh yeah, I
2.0.
was gonna say, isn't fucking Mason dead? But it would be nice if not with the main reason I like it of the co-op feature. It's just console players because we're lucky to be on PC. We can experience it how it people believe is the way meant to be played. But consoles still shafted.
Yeah, I never really think about how like modding and that is almost exclusively for like PC users.
Yeah,
Very rarely do consoles get something like what Fallout has and Skyrim, where you have like
the
the
creation.
creation club where you get mods on console.
I don't even know if it's good on the console.
I think it's like passable, it's alright, but obviously you can't.
It's better than nothing.
It's only like mods, I think, that go through Bethesda's
approval.
Yeah, so it's not like you can't get all the new greatest best whatever mods. Like they need to go through a whole process and get put on the creation club and all that. So it's like a separate list, I guess, of mods. It's like a separate archive of mods. You can't access them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, multiplayer in future FromSoft games that is properly integrated would be pretty cool. That's all I really wanted to talk about with that one. I think there is one more Elden Ring topic. Yeah, here it is. So, I'm sure you know that Kai Cenat did a marathon of Elden Ring, right? Like like a month or two ago, he did like a marathon of the main game, where he streamed until he beat it pretty much, which Ludwig also did, but he did it ages back. Kai Cenat did it more recently, and then after Kai Cenat did it, Jynxzi did it, or started doing it, just like a few days ago or a week ago, pretty recently. And I was pretty invested in watching that stream. I watched a lot of it because I think Jynxzi's funny, and I wanted to see him play Elden Ring because the only thing he ever plays is Siege. So
Droning.
yeah, droning. I thought that watching him play Elden Ring would be just entertaining experience, and it was entertaining until he got to Stormvale Castle, I think, and I started to notice that he was not having fun, like genuinely was not having fun anymore on the stream. And it was because Stormvale Castle's a bit of a maze. He didn't know where he was going. He wanted to try and beat the DLC, or not the DLC, he wanted to try and beat the main game as quick as possible because he wanted to beat Kai Cenat's marathon time. Because, I mean, Jynxzi is a very competitive person. He wants to be better than other people doing the same thing. Problem is, he's never played a Souls game before, as far as I know. It's like his first time ever playing it, and he's trying to be the best at it. He's trying to be really good at it. And I could tell that when people in his chat were telling him that he was bad, it was getting to him, because normally when people tell him he's bad, he knows it's not true because he only plays Siege, and when it's not, you tell him he's bad at Siege, he laughs it off because he knows that he's like one of the best Siege players. But you tell him he's bad at a game he's never played before, and it gets to him a bit because he actually is bad because he's never played the game before, and he realizes that people are shit talking him. And that, on top of the game is actually really hard, and the mechanics are hard to learn, I think it was all just too much for him. And when I think he spent 4 hours or 3 hours fighting Rykard. You know Rykard, right? Like the snake dude in Elden Ring?
Yeah.
He spent 3 hours or so fighting him, and he was extremely tilted by the end of those hours, and his guide that he had with him told him to go and find like another boss to fight, and he led him to one of the Everjails in the Altus Plateau, where you fight like a ghost version of Godric from Stormvale Castle. Yeah. And he died to that Godric a few times, and then I guess he just snapped. He was like, nah, I'm not having fun. I'm not continuing right now. I might come back to it at some point in the future, but right now I can't do it. We need to go like play golf or something, I think he said. And yeah, and then he sat there for like 8 to 10 minutes or something with just his hands on his head, thinking about whether he should continue or not, because I know for him it would have been a difficult decision, because he told everyone, guys, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to beat this game. And now he's sitting here. He was already 48 hours into the game. I mean, in terms of main bosses, he was up to Godskin Duo. Godskin Duo is like not that far from the end of the game. Yeah, that's like
second last. No,
it's like Godskin Duo is like fourth last. You have Godskin Duo, then you have Malekith, then you have Horaloo, and then you have the final. So he was like 4 bosses away from beating the game, and he gave up. He made a bloody good effort. I just think he overextended himself trying to like be better than Kai, or trying to like beat bosses really quickly, when really he was new to the franchise. He didn't really know what he was doing, and it's just a shame to see that he stopped. I hope that he comes back to it eventually and maybe tries the DLC. But the DLC is proper fucked. I don't know about that one. Kai's been struggling with the DLC. I've been watching him. He did did you see that Kai's been doing a marathon again, but this time it's for the DLC? Like he's
No,
playing.
I just saw that he renovated his whole room for the thing, and I thought that
Yeah,
was
he did
pretty
that for
cool.
the original marathon too, but he did it again for this, and he did a trailer for both. Have you ever seen those trailers before?
I watched the Melania trailer. Well, the Melania trailer was the main game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like the main game marathon
Yeah.
trailer. And he made another one for the DLC, which was even longer. And he really does go all out for those trailers. They're pretty cool. Um,
I
but
wish I had money, but
but
that's off.
what he's been
Uh,
right. What he's been doing for the DLC has been pretty cool because he's doing a marathon again. He's got the trailer and everything. And he went in and he got to the boss that I was talking about earlier, the chick with the two swords,
yeah.
and he spent quite a long time on her. I think when I started watching his stream, he was like 5 hours into the stream or something. And then by the time he had to call it quits for the day, it was like 11 hours into the stream. I think it was 6 o'clock in the morning where I think he lives in Atlanta in America. So that's like 6 a.m. from what I checked when he stopped the stream. And he was a broken man. Like that boss was taking it out of him. He kept on complaining about how he didn't have enough flasks because I think 14
Say.
is the max amount of flasks you can get in the game.
Yeah, I think it's 14 or like
14. I think he had 12
yeah.
and he was constantly going on like, guys, I need the 2 flasks. I need the 2 flasks. I need the 2 flasks. But the problem is he doesn't
You
know
have
where
to
the
go to the
seeds
main
are.
game.
Yeah, he needs to go to the main game and he doesn't know where the golden seeds are because there's like however many golden seed trees in the map and obviously
I
he
mean,
doesn't know which ones he missed.
I'm
So
sure. I mean, there's so many. You could spend like maybe an hour or two just quickly, either on camera or off camera, just
going to all
having a
the
map.
trees, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he could do that, but obviously, he
but
doesn't want
then
to
you're not
bore
playing the
his
DLC.
audience. Yeah, he doesn't want to bore the audience. He wants to play the DLC. So he's kind of stuck in this situation where he has to
Do it
just
off
keep on
camera.
grinding at the boss, keep on grinding, keep trying, keep trying. And to his credit, he didn't give up. I think he ended up ending that. Well, he didn't end the stream because it's a marathon, but he went to bed, woke up, and then I think he beat her pretty quick after he woke up, which is a classic,
Wait,
huh?
yeah. No, you continue. You continue.
Which is
Interrupt.
it's a classic Elden Ring thing where you get stuck on a boss for ages, you go to bed, you wake up, and you like first try them. Have you ever had that before?
Oh, of course. It's like the refresh buff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a downside I think of when you're doing like a marathon stream is you don't really
Yeah, I
have
was
the
about to
option
ask.
of
You
that.
you you said he's gonna keep on until he beats it, right?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Kai ended up beating her, I know for a fact, because I saw a thumbnail of one of his videos where he was fighting a different boss that you can only get to if you beat that one first. So he did beat her. I don't know how long it took after he woke up the next day, but he soldiered on and he did it, which is... I honestly didn't expect him to actually fully commit to this marathon because he struggled a lot with the main game, and this DLC is like 3 times, 4 times harder than the main game. I
Oh,
thought
he's
it
like
would.
trained for it,
Yeah,
I
he
guess.
has. He has. He did beat Melania after all. So I guess anyone who's able to beat Melania should be able to soldier through the DLC because if you have the mindset to dedicate enough time to learning Melania, then you should be able to do the same with the DLC bosses. I guess it kind of carries over the like
Skill.
commitment that it takes. Yeah, the skill and the commitment. It is quite insane. Um, so yeah, that was the main thing. Jynxzi gave up on Elden Ring. Hopefully, he comes back to it because I want to see him. I want to see him finish it, and I want to see him at least attempt the DLC because that would be fucking hilarious. I think that is it for Elden Ring. So let's move on to something else. So let me timestamp it again so I can see where we're at.
Jesus fucking Christ! Sorry. Cole was getting to me. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we're gonna jump to from there. Oh, we can talk about the trend of getting AI to continue memes. Have you seen that?
Oh, bro, have I not? Fucking,
I know
it
you're a
just
bit chronically
one
on
day it
TikTok,
just
right?
came out of nowhere, and fucking At first I was confused. Like I'm seeing these old memes and they just like feel different, and I really like did they like? At first I was like, did they fucking just went back and somehow just did the joke again, or? And then I see this video. Well, on TikTok, there's a thing where it says this video is like has AI generated on
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is happening now?
Yeah. I think
Time traveling.
the first one I saw, the first one a lot of people saw was the 21 meme. You know, where the kid's like, what's 9
What's
plus
not
10,
close
21,
to it?
and then in the AI version, like someone comes from behind him and it turns into like
Takes
a horror scene
yeah,
from a horror movie or something.
yeah.
It looks creepy, but that was the first one I saw. I also saw like, I guess I can play some of them. I can probably just find like a video of all the different ones just to show an example. Basically what people have been doing is they take a classic meme and they run it through this AI video thing that extends videos just by looking at the original and then adding onto it with AI. AI meme extended. Let's see what we can find.
They're called time traveler memes, I think. Like AI time travel.
I found one called Every AI Extended Vine Meme. Let's have a look at
That's
some of
all.
these.
Yeah, this was the first one I saw, and I was like,
This
what?
one.
Yeah, the fucking kid dancing, and I'm like, huh?
It's so trippy. They always do that. They always add this music as well when he goes to the
Like the
AI bit,
horror.
like the unsettling, uncanny music.
Yeah, I'm like, some of them aren't really scary, it's just confusing.
Yeah.
The bad timeline. Yeah, that one was just funny. He did not hurt his leg.
So what brings you out here today? Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake. Oh shit! A rat!
Oh my god.
And now for the weather with our weatherman Al. Al?
Hey, it's the Left 4 Dead Witch music.
I got a pizza here.
What the weird?
Oh, nigga!
When your pizza rolls are done.
Alternate endings. So when are you gonna make your own AI generated video of something years ago?
I don't know.
Well, someone already did one? Nah, I don't think so. Oh, you know, it'll be a good one.
What?
Like one of the LAN parties, someone just AI generated more of a part. Or like
Oh
just
yeah,
cut
one of
it
the videos, yeah.
and then just see.
Actually, you mentioned it. I think I did actually do one, but it took ages and
Was it rendering off your computer?
no, it's this website that you need to do it through.
Yeah.
You upload a video. Actually, I didn't do a video. I did it with a photo, but it's the same concept with a photo. You just it makes the photo come to life in like an AI video version. But I put the photo in, and then there's a crazy queue. It took like 20 or 30 minutes for it to do it, but eventually it did do it, and I'll show the result. Even though it's not a video that I put in per se, it was just a photo, but it's similar enough. I'll find it here somewhere. I gotta scroll up till I get to it. Here it is. Here it is. This was a let me full screen this. This is a very unfortunate photo from like years and years and years ago. This was like 8 years ago or something at this point. It's ages ago. This was like a photo that I took accidentally on like a laptop that I had in my lap.
Probably was a DS.
No, it wasn't a
Oh.
DS. It was a laptop. I think. I think it was like my old school laptop from primary school or something. But yeah, I actually took a photo, and it, like, looking back on that photo now, it's like the funniest shit I've ever seen, because my expression is just like
It's something
despair.
like when like someone that's like not used to iPhones like open up the camera and
Yeah, yeah.
with
It's
themselves.
like a classic kind of photo, and I put it in the video thing, and it made this weird video out of it. It's just so silly. It like spawns in a shelf behind me. There's not meant to be a shelf there, but it spawns one in.
I don't know, like a fucking toy.
It messes. I mean, my face was already messed up, but it messes my face up even more than it already was in the photo. My shirt stays pretty much the same, which is kind of cool. Actually, no, it changes my shirt. I know that shirt. I don't have it anymore. But that shirt was actually, it had mosquitoes on it, like
Yeah. Like actual
mosquitoes all over it, just as like a pattern. But when you look, it turns the mosquitoes into like what is that? Weed plants or like palm trees?
what are they called? It's not like garnish. It's a plant.
Yeah, it's some sort of plant, but it changes the pattern on my shirt, and it puts like, I don't know what
What's
that's
this
meant
like
to be on the
MTV
right.
Cribs video?
Yeah, that's what it kind of
The
looks like. Hey
camera
guys,
holding
welcome to my little corner
Shelf.
of my room here. Look at all my dank shit on my shelves. That thing on the right looks like it's supposed to be some sort of a remote control plane or helicopter or something, which is kind of cool because I had an actual remote control helicopter up on the top shelf, so maybe it saw that and it like added another one or something.
He's into planes. I don't know.
He's into planes, put another one in, and that, like, whatever that is in the background was completely made up. It's like a picture frame or something.
It's abstract art.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah, that was my experience with turning a photo into a video. Overall, pretty good meme. A lot of funny stuff coming out of it.
Look
And
at
creepy
all
stuff.
these chickens, and then she.
Why do you keep your pants up when you're performing? It's incredible.
I wonder what the prompt they give. Like, stop this from happening.
Yeah. For my one that I didn't even put a prompt in. I just put the image in and just click generate.
For the fucking thing as well. What the fuck do I do with this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What's the maximum level on fucking
What the fuck?
Cold War weapons?
Shut the fuck
50. How?
What the fuck? Did you see that?
Which one?
It spawned like a ghost thing on his spider thing on his
Oh,
ceiling.
what the hell? That's a.
What?
Acapone. Special. Okay. I can play something. God.
He runs away.
Oh, cause some came in the mail today.
Hey, he's got a basketball.
It's cool.
A lot of the times it's just like a random guy walks in the room and stares at him. What is that?
Attack on Titan art. What really occurred today? Yo, they're just dancing.
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
There we have it. That's a little example of the kind of shit that people are doing with it.
Is this like can AI learn to have brain rot?
That's a good question. I'm sure that it can learn to mimic the kind of brain rot that we have, but to have its own brain rot.
I sent Connor a tick. I should download it. There was a TikTok that I sent him of the years of brain rot.
Yeah.
Let me just select all. And I'd put it in Discord. Look, these are all the brain rots. You want me to start from old to new or new to old?
How long is it?
Yeah, it's 9 photos.
Oh, okay. Old to new, I guess.
Nah, we'll do new to old, so it's like recent. Once it fucking uploads. Pardon my in. Okay, so it's run. There you go. That's all the photo. It's crazy to think that like the word brain rot is like considered a new term, but I didn't even think about how we went through brain rot as a children. Cause fucking
So what's the order of
It's-
this? It's like old, new to old.
is it new to old? Let me. The way on my phone looks.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, that's correct. We got
Oh
current
god.
brain rot with mewing. We got good old fashioned.
It's so big. I need to zoom out. Oh, there we go. I was zoomed in. So this is the new school brain rot. We got
like
Riz, Gyat, Phantom Tax, What the Sigma. Yeah, this checks out. This is the kind of shit that
fucking
we see nowadays.
Mitchell last night throughout the whole rave. He just kept saying, what the sigma." I was on the verge of putting him down.
There's no way people actually say that in real life, man.
I I was I was about to say something.
And then we got, what's this second image? Based, I forgot, Poggers, Cringe.
It's fine. I still
Among
say I
Us.
forgot. I didn't even know it was a brain rot thing to say I forgot.
It is a brain rot thing because it's a typo. That's the whole meme. Because
It's a
R
typo.
R is right next to T, and I guess at some point in time somebody did a typo for gore and then it just stuck.
With the skull.
Yeah, with the skull emoji.
A little pog champ.
Yeah, that old video or GIF or whatever it was.
I can't believe we're calling it old.
Oh yeah, Morbius. I remember watching that movie. That was shit.
That was.
Um,
How did we watch a Morbius? I really thought he says it's morbing time when we were watching, so I was like waiting for it. Like he never said it in the film. I'm like, fuck, I'm so stupid. That's.
what do we got?
Insert-
Retro brain rot.
We got
Instead of Ugandan
Fucking-
knuckles. That's proper retro.
2017,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Oh my god, they did surgery on a grape. Chungus.
Oh, even Endgame is there. Spoilers, by the way. Damn, Daniel's there. 9+10. The E meme. What's after that?
What's your favorite?
Oh, this is like the classic COD era.
This is what I grew up on.
MLG Gaming, 420 no scope, blaze it. Damn,
The
son,
fuck-
where'd you find
the
this? Mum, get the camera. Yeah, this is a golden era right here. The Shrek memes, I remember that.
Ugh.
Classic brain rot. Gotta love it. What comes before classic brain rot? Medieval brain rot.
This is not even really brain rot. This is like the dawn of current. Well,
This is less of a brain rot timeline, more of just
Origins-
a meme. It's more of just a meme timeline.
like the brain rot like ended. I mean, started with like you getting the knuckles.
Yeah, it started around here somewhere. Uganda Knuckles, E-meme.
Fucking saturated or baked photos.
These are all classics though. Like you have all the troll faces that have been turned into other faces. That was a big thing.
Le memes.
Let me true story deal with it. I feel like this era is like pretty much before my time on the internet. Or like right around when I started using the internet.
I remember, like, as a child, like, I just got into memes, and the first thing I wrote on, like, Google was, like, Halo meme. And it's like, man can, flip a tank, but does not know how to swim. Lol.
Could you not swim at all in the Halo games?
No. I mean, now you think of it, it makes sense. You're wearing fucking, how heavy is the armor you're wearing?
Yeah, but what, you don't have like an oxygen tank in there or something?
No.
Yeah. Life support system?
Life support, but not for swimming.
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. What comes before the medieval era? The ancient brain rot. I know, okay, this is all completely alien. I don't know any of this shit.
You don't know YouTube poop? Oh, you missed out.
This is all alien.
This is alien too? I feel like I'm talking to a child right now. That's a Mama Luigi to you, Mario. You know that Philips CDI Zelda game? The guy's like,
I do not. Philips CDI.
it's a console that died as it lived.
Dead on arrival.
Like DOA, yeah.
Okay.
And there was this Zelda game on it. You seen the cutscenes from the Zelda game where like the guy's like, come back when you have more rubles. Link.
Possibly.
If I show you, you will know. You will know. And if I can,
It must be so old.
well, it was before we were born. So.
Yeah, I probably don't know then. I might have never even seen it.
And I'm fucking. It's just. I don't know how they made the game. That's all I'm saying. You know,
How they made the game. Somehow they made the game. On a console that apparently was dead on arrival.
Yeah. Guy has cheeseburger.
The prehistoric brain rot. I know, obviously, Rickroll. But I feel like Rickroll is immortal, though. Like, Rickroll will never die. So no matter what era of memes you're in, that'll be a thing.
You know Chuck Norris memes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Chuck Norris.
I mean, current day Chuck Norris was the Ian Hawke.
Ian Hawke, I do not know Ian Hawke.
You watched Alvin and the Chipmunk?
Yeah.
The antagonist, the guy, like the dude with like the rectangle glasses. That's Ian Hawke.
Oh, okay.
And there's a part in the film where he says, "I never lose, Dave. I never lose," and that's why it's the fucking the memes.
I haven't seen Alvin and the Chipmunks in fucking forever, man. That shit's. I thought like a new one came out somewhat recently. Or recently, it's probably been like a few years.
Recently, as in like 7 years ago, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one. Maybe I should watch it.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. What else we got? The next era, the founding brain rot. Oh, Borat's there.
My name Borat.
Borat's there. Terminator's there.
I have a chat.
Ancient Mortal Kombat game is there.
Oh, that's Mortal Kombat 2.
And is that from Wolfenstein? No, it's not, is it? From...
What? That's Doom.
Oh, Doom, right, yeah. Got it mixed up. And then the final image, is this like before the internet? Primordial brain rot.
Just eating bright. Just eating.
Oh, eating pain, right, that makes sense. Carter's white lead. That's funny.
Yeah,
so the original brain rot was just, I guess, sniffing paint or something along those lines. And the equivalent of sniffing paint nowadays is Riz, Gyat, Ohio, Rizla, basically.
I don't see a difference.
I don't see a difference either. See, tracks pretty well from my point of view. Let's move on to the next topic. Do
This
you
one.
wanna? Well, there's only really two you can choose from. Oh no, there's three you can choose from. You can choose one.
So let's- We'll talk about Adobe because you have a. I mean, you don't use Adobe, but
Yeah, not really.
I technically don't use Adobe, but I have to manage an Adobe for organization.
Yeah, I
Organization.
have used Adobe, but most of my use for it was studying for like video stuff
You,
when I had to use Premiere, and
did you have to pay
sometimes
for it?
no, because it's all paid for through the school, and it was the same thing in. I think we had some Adobe stuff uh in high school maybe, but I don't know. Oh no, that was Autodesk. That was a different thing.
AutoCAD,
Auto,
yeah.
yeah, like Fusion 360 and shit, but that was paid
Yeah,
for
that shit,
in
that
high
shit
school.
was cool.
It was cool, yeah,
Uh,
3D modeling and whatnot. But for Premiere, I do occasionally use Premiere stuff here and there, but I use it so rarely that like it's not worth paying for it for like a year. Like if I needed to get something done, I'll get it done. I'll find a way. But I'm not gonna spend like however much they charge a year is like hundreds of dollars a year just for the license. And then I'm sure there's like different tiers of the license as well that you need to get for different stuff, and it's just so I guess if you're using it every day of every week of every month of every year, then it makes sense.
using it for like an organization, you can like claim it back on tax, I guess. Shit. And like
Yeah,
it's
like
like a company
for
tax
individuals
write-off.
though, it's crazy expensive. And the main thing that this article is about is there has been a lawsuit, I do believe, recently. And what it's mentioning here is so it's talking about how Adobe has a subscription model that is very hard to cancel. And by hard, it means like it's not easy to get to the cancellation button for the subscription, which a lot of subscription services obviously they're kind of enticed to make it hard to find that button because the more inconvenient it is for someone to figure out how to unsubscribe, the more chance they're just gonna say fuck it and just leave it on. Especially if it's something like that would be considered cheap. Like let's say it's an $8 a month membership or something, and somebody is
Yeah, it's $8.
it's like $8 a month. You can't find where the fucking unsubscribe thing is. You're like, alright, it's less worth my time to find out where that button is than it is to just let the thing do its thing.
And then
So
like times that 50 people. That's
yeah, so times that by however many people do that, that's a lot of free money for the company for people that aren't even really using their service. So they're very they have a very good reason to not want to make it easy to find, but I think it is illegal, right? I don't or like
I
it's a gray area
believe
maybe.
it's a gray area, definitely.
Yeah,
Fucking,
it's a gray area.
fucking at work, this whole drama fiasco I had. So, at the site I work at, June last year, like June, July. So the Adobe licenses they pay for the year, and then like renew it each year.
Yeah.
And there was like I don't know what the old people were doing before I started working there, but for the fucking getting a certain type of a license, you had to buy on a credit card using an individual account instead of like a corporate. I'm like, okay, why? Makes no
Yeah.
sense. And I so what I had to do was see if I can get a refund and then just buy it through the corporate account. And then turns out if you don't like click refund, even though you haven't used it within 2 weeks, you cannot get a refund on it. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I can't get a refund on these. Like, this was like 20 people's computer account,
Yeah.
and I just could not remove it at all.
That's pretty fucked.
And then I'm like, and then I had to go explain to the chief financial officer that I can't fucking get a refund until literally cannot get a refund at all. Actually,
Yeah,
I have
just no refund.
just no refund. We have to wait a year. Like I can click cancel on the subscription, but I can't just get money back on it. Like,
Yeah.
you technically have to use it. And then this year comes around, and I'm like, at this time, I thought I would be like, for some reason, gone from the company. I'm like, thank God I wasn't, because I'm in the know for all this drama. And and now trying to get that license type onto a organization account is so fucking annoying. Because apparently, it's not even a thing you can get for businesses. It's only for individuals. I'm like, why?
Yeah, because they always do
A
this
license.
shit where they separate all their bullshit. They have like, this is the enterprise version, and this is the personal version, and this is the company version,
You
the business.
still pay for the same
Bro,
amount.
like all that it really is, isn't it? Like sometimes I guess the company version you pay and you get like 10 licenses or something like that, or
No.
or you just
It's
get
like
I don't know,
maybe like a slight discount because you're considered a VIP.
because it's like a bulk purchase or something. Like
It
you're
doesn't
paying
even
for a lot
have
of
to be.
people,
I guess like
so it's like more value.
value, quote unquote. Like I received an email this year saying like, because you're with Adobe for so long, you have been granted to our VIP. So it's still not going to use it because it's like, I think the VIP is like you get slight discounts or something, but
Yeah,
it's not. It's not like what I'm looking for.
yeah. Well, I think the the main thing that people are talking about is that it's hard to.
Get a refund.
It's hard probably just to do anything through them, but the fact that it's supposedly hard to cancel your subscription, that's probably the one thing that shouldn't be hard, because that's like people trying to
yeah.
get out of it. It's hard for them to get out of it.
It became such a minor like a thing. Like I do it once somehow and then I forget, and then I had to do it again. So I had to write documentation and how to fucking do it for
You have to
myself.
relearn every time.
Yeah, look, I literally wrote documentation for my company on how to do it because of just like first you gotta sign in, and then you go to your account. Like it sounds simple enough, and then like you gotta like prove who you are because they're like, well,
You got to jump through every possible hoop that they can throw at you.
and then you set up MFA, and then you have to set up a backup email, and then fucking.
And by the time you've done all that, you forgot why you've even done it in the first place. It's so dumb. Maybe this mentions more
there was a point where
specifically.
I started speedrunning, so that it was funny. Like I was able to do under like 2 minutes if everything went well, like time skips.
The news here is...
America, yeah.
It is in America. It's that the US government is suing Adobe for allegedly harming consumers by enrolling them in its default most lucrative subscription plan without clearly disclosing important plan terms. So, just based off that, I guess that the issue is that Adobe has multiple plans, and one of those plans is the one that makes them the most money.
Oh, for sure.
And so what is happening is that people are getting default enrolled into that one that makes them the most money. I think that's what this is about.
It's like when you go to buy a subscription, it says monthly, yearly, and that, and it's like best value, save 16% if you buy a whole year with one-time purchase.
And
Yeah,
it makes you
that's-
feel like you're saving money when you're actually getting scammed.
Because you're not going to be using it for the whole year. You'll probably like use it a lot for like maybe 1 or 2 months, and then it's like, ooh.
Behind optional text. Okay, so the complaint from the Department of Justice claims that Adobe hides the true cost of its subscriptions in the fine print, behind optional text boxes and hyperlinks, and deliberately makes cancelling a subscription onerous and complicated before it ambushes customers with termination fees. Is that a thing? A termination fee? Does that mean you get charged for cancelling a subscription?
Well, with my work, I'm not sure because it's a corporate account. You probably would. I wouldn't be surprised.
That
This is Adobe.
sounds fucking ridiculous. So if you want to cancel your subscription, you have to
You
pay
gotta
money.
pay a little. Yeah.
So what
I mean,
happens?
it's.
Okay. What happens if you have no money? You're
I
broke.
guess if you want to like terminate early instead of
Okay.
just waiting for it to expire. But if it's monthly, then there should be no termination fees anyway. Or
Yeah.
yearly. Now I think about it, it makes no fucking sense with Adobe. Like,
It's kind of dumb, but let me keep on reading on.
it's not like you're a locked-in contract. That's the thing. There is no lock-in contract.
Yeah. The complaint further alleges that calls or live chats with Adobe support are often either dropped or disconnected, breaking federal law. And then it takes aim at the executive suite. Meninda Sohei, an Adobe vice president, and David Wadwani, president of digital media business, are named as having directed, controlled, had the authority to control or participate in the acts and practices of Adobe. So these, I guess, individuals who are actively participating in the behavior. So what it's saying is that calls are dropped or disconnected. So like the support team, I guess, just like canceling calls or
Yeah,
putting
that's
you on
what they're
hold
saying.
forever or some shit.
Fucking when I went on call for that like subscription type thing to see if you can get on organization. Like the guy was friendly, but I knew he was like he has to say something in order to like keep his job.
Yeah.
He just kept on trying to sell me a license.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
hate
like,
when they
I
do that.
don't need you to sell. We got our own company. Like we have like a reseller,
Yeah.
like an authorized seller. Like we talk to them, which is technically my work. But anyway, like it's like I know I can buy the license. I just wanted. I mean, I know how to buy license. I just want to know, can I buy this license?
Yeah, and
for
then he's like,
this
you could,
account?
but you could also buy this license and it would be
You
better
can
for
also
you.
buy Creative Cloud for $447 per year. Um,
Imagine all the cool things you could do with Creative Cloud.
you can run Illustrator, you can run Premiere, you can run Photoshop, you can run.
Fuck, that's crazy.
You can download Creative Cloud
Yeah, it's
library to update the app. That's the funny thing with Adobe. You gotta to update if it's not an Acrobat Reader, like the trial free one, all the other licenses, you have to download the Creative Cloud library. It's like imagine like BattleNet before Adobe. And
BattleNet for Adobe. That sounds like a disaster.
no. BattleNet kind of works. Imagine Ubisoft Connect, for Adobe
Oh god.
to update software. You can't just like click check for updates. You gotta do it for fucking
DRM or some shit.
DRM.
DRM for Adobe shit.
Uh,
That's
Um,
fucked.
uh,
Subscriptions are just in general kind of annoying, but
Oh,
when it's like this, it's
They used to do what do they call like you pay it once and then you keep it forever. But like in 2011 or 12, they were like the company was like, we could just sell the license, just make them pay for it over and over again. We're
yeah.
Adobe.
Even when you could buy it once and keep it forever, though, the prices are pretty ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I'll pay like $2,000 to like forever own. Okay, bro, cool. No one's gonna pay
It's,
$2,000 for your bullshit.
Like going off topic, but it still relates. You know, Mr. Linus Tech himself.
Yeah,
So he has he had this like drama thing with TeamViewer, the company TeamViewer.
yeah,
Where he bought a perpetual license. This is back when they used to do it. Ages ago. To just like buy it one time, and that's it.
yeah,
But after they done that, they like did a thing on the software where it's like they keep spamming you with ads to like buy the license one, like subscription one.
yeah,
And it's like, no, I do not. I want to turn off the pop-up ads whenever I'm using my software. And then when he complained on Twitter at the time, it's called Twitter, like TeamViewer executives or like the marketing PR team, they fucked up with this one because they said We noticed that you're on our perpetual licenses, so we disabled the thing for you, and that was a thing saying oh, because you're a popular celebrity, we'll turn off the check for ads for you. And then he got really pissed
Oh.
about why are you doing it for me just because I'm famous? And then it's like worse thing. So it's like, so there is a list with everyone with like the perpetual license. Fucking turn it off for everyone. Oh, I just keep on talking about how dog shit your company
Yeah, that
is.
sounds like shit. So because he was like a well-known person, they did it for
They
him,
gave
but
him
they
like
have like a whole list of people that have the same license and they don't do it for them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
It's malicious on like trying to make people spend money.
Well, hopefully if this lawsuit does go through and hopefully they learn something from it. But then again, I don't know, companies learning things from lawsuits isn't really a thing unless they
It's
go out of
more like a
business.
slap on the wrist. How much money does Adobe make per year?
Too much probably.
I'm sure you can search it up. I'm pretty sure it's a public company.
See.
Just search up Adobe revenue, like 2023 or whatever.
For the 12 months ending May 31st, 2024 was $20.4 billion.
20.4 billion. How
Yeah.
much is this lawsuit you think is gonna be? Like
It'll be a few million, maybe.
a few million?
A few
like,
million, yeah.
A
Yeah.
slap on the wrist.
A slap on the wrist.
Good
Nothing
game.
for them. They're probably just gonna like just comply as fast as possible. So they just.
Let's see
That's it.
if it mentions how much it is. It probably doesn't, to be honest. Yeah, I don't see any mention of like a value or anything, but most likely it'll be a few million. Probably a slap on the wrist. Not even a slap on the wrist, just like a warning, basically. That's the thing, when I think whenever I hear about a lawsuit or something at a big company, it's always an amount that won't really affect them too much.
Or like I think about lawyers. I mean, lawsuits is that like they say, oh, we're suing you for this much, but like if you a lawyer, you can actually only be sued for this amount of money, but regardless what you say.
Yeah,
they're not
regardless
gonna-
of what you say, you know that there's like a max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then again, I'm no lawyer. Don't take my word of advice.
Yeah. We are not professional lawyers. Do
I'm a
not seek
professional
advice.
IT guy.
Alright,
deal
well
with
I
computers
think
for a living.
in terms of that Adobe topic, we're pretty much done with that. Takeaway of that is they're not
Bye-bye,
they're
Adobe.
not gonna learn anything. The lawsuit's gonna be almost nothing to them, and it's probably nothing's gonna change. So that's
And
great.
piracy is cool.
And yeah, you know what? If you want to boycott them, just pirate their shit. I guess
Exactly.
it is what
I
it
always
is.
say, if you want to hurt a company, you don't go for their reputation, you go for their wallet.
Yeah, go for the jugular. Go for the jugular. If everybody pirates their shit and they make no money, but that's the thing is, like, businesses probably won't do it because it's just easier for them. It's more convenient to just pay for it because it's they have the money, they can do it.
And it's like so much. How much? Like, what's the what do you call like the market share on the creative software with Adobe? I'm sure it's like 70%.
I don't know. I got no clue, but money is not an issue for them, and I don't
No,
think that the
definitely
lawsuit's going
not.
to do shit. But moving away from that, we have two more topics to talk about, and let's first do the Resident Evil one, I guess.
Oh yeah, I read that. I was like, oh, I hope so. That'll be nice.
So this article it's basically a rating that was. Did you read into it at all?
Yeah. So like, Capcom paid for. I think was it like a rating?
Yeah, it's for the original Resident Evil game. What was it, 1996?
98.
96.
98?
I think it's 96. It says in the article.
Uh,
Basically, they what was it? They've re-rated the original Resident Evil game on some sort of rating thing. I don't know where it was.
ESRB probably.
Indicating
It'll be the
Capcom. PlayStation, okay. Let's see. Ah, it was in Europe. So the original Resident Evil 1996 has been rated for PC in Europe. Okay. So it's a European rating, and it happened recently. So people are speculating that because they re-rated the game, the original Resident Evil game recently, it's got to mean that they're planning something with it, like they're remastering it, remaking or whatever. Because it's been a very common pattern in the past when an old game gets re-rated like this, it normally means it's getting a remake, remaster, some sort of special attention. And I wouldn't be surprised because they redid Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. Why not do Resident Evil 1?
5 was under the... I mean, it was basically sequel baiting that Resident Evil 5 is going to get.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be doing 5. So...
But, like, everyone's thinking, like, 1 didn't really need one because they fucking remastered it, but it's not in the terms of the remake.
Yeah,
I reckon a remake for the game would be good.
They remastered 1, but they didn't remake 1.
It's just like a graphics update.
Yeah, it's just like textures and graphics, which is one thing, but people want it to be remade in the same style as all the other remakes. Yeah, the third-person style.
But I've noticed the pattern of they do a remake game, and then they do a brand new game, then remake the new game. So it was Resident Evil 7, then it was Remake 2, and then it was Resident Evil 8, and then it was the remake of... I mean, people consider 3 as like more of a DLC than an actual game.
Yeah, because it was very short, but it was priced as the price of an actual game, wasn't it?
Priced. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully we get a Resident Evil 1 remake. I know I'd play that. I know you'd play that. I know we'd all play that.
I'll
so.
definitely play it.
That would be pretty cool.
Speculation that they're gonna announce the new Resident Evil game, like Resident Evil 9, later in the year. Like they usually announce it in like November, December, and it comes out early next year, which is always so you don't have to wait that long.
Yeah, I might play the next like Resident Evil. I don't know how.
Like, 7 and 8.
I haven't played 7 or 8. No.
You can play 7 only in first person. But with like the new DLC in Resident Evil 8, if you really wanted to, you can play it in third person. But it would, as you would know, it was designed.
It was made for first person, right? Yeah. That's like I was never really a fan of the first person Resident Evil games. I know that they have their own audience, but it's just not really my thing. I like the action more, like the third person action stuff.
The like Ethan Winters games, as people call it, is like a true to. Like a coming back to the horror aspect after fucking Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. See, Resident Evil 6 was the opposite. Resident Evil 6 is too far on the action.
Fucking action.
The perfect middle ground is probably Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 5 is
the start of the action.
Is the start of like it being too far on the action. But even Resident Evil 5 is perfectly fine. Like I love Resident Evil 5. There was definitely, if you had to rate it on a horror scale, Resident Evil 4 definitely was more horror than 5 was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, man, like, 5 was just so much fun. Even with the fact that it was a bit less scary. It was just, the action was so satisfying and...
I mean, tell me when you get to hear Wesker say 7 minutes.
7 minutes is all I have to spend with you. Yeah, that was a good fight. Grinding for infinite ammo in Resident Evil 5 was like my favorite thing to do when I was younger. That was fun. Yeah, infinite ammo RPG, you just obliterate everything. Once you unlock that, you become god. And infinite ammo magnums, those were like the priorities. Alright, well that's about it for Resident Evil 1. Hopefully we do get some sort of a remake, and hopefully it's just as good as all the other recent ones, minus Resident Evil 3. That was a bit too short. And coming off of that, we have Valorant or Far Cry. Let's talk about Far Cry and then wrap it up with Valorant, I'd say. So with Far Cry, this was just a small thing that I saw. I think it's just a rumor mostly, so it's not like set in stone or anything. But rumors suggest Far Cry 7 may introduce a 72-hour in-game time limit for players. And it says in the article which would add urgency to gameplay. What's your take on a game having a like in-game time limit for you to need to beat it?
Well, my first thought was fucking what was it? The Dead Rising games because they always have a timer limit.
I've
Technically,
never
all
played a
those
Dead
games-
Rising, but I've heard they're
Oh,
good. So go
you
on.
gotta play a Dead Rising game. We gotta play one. I reckon you have too much fun with it. The amount of dumb shit you can do.
Isn't
so
it
in
like
the Dead
Saints
Ri-
Row but zombies? It's kind of.
Eh, I wouldn't really say like that. Like it's technically open world because you're in well in the first game you're in a shopping. In the second
I guess
one,
I
you're in
mean
a-
like the style
fe-
and the vibe of it is like Saints Row zombies.
Alright, it's yeah, I guess it's like comedy but like horror.
Yeah.
How would I describe it? Zombieland. Well, I can't really describe Zombieland if I haven't seen it. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, you haven't
Have you
seen
seen-
Zombieland? We gotta watch that at some point.
Nah, I have not seen Zombieland.
Shit's good.
But Shaun of the Dead is probably the next best thing. Of
Yeah,
how
I've seen
describe
Shaun of
it.
the Dead. I
Like,
know.
I think like what they said was just imagine trying to survive a zombie apocalypse in a shopping center and the shit you can do.
Yeah.
Just like go in a store and just run people over in a shopping cart.
Yeah,
Dead
I've seen
Rising
some
2 took
gameplay
it
of
as-
Dead Rising.
And then Rising 2 took it a step further with the crafting. Like combining two things together. Like imagine a wheelchair and a car battery to make an electric wheelchair.
Yeah. Dumb shit like that. Yeah, it sounds like a fun sandbox sort of thing. Like you can just fuck around, do whatever you want.
Like
Yeah.
if you become good at the game, or like you're just like efficient enough with like where you go and everywhere, like the 72 limit is just like you don't really notice it except for like your first playthrough because you're always like, oh, I gotta make it here, but if I don't make it here, I won't get this certain ending because I didn't save this certain someone. Like
Yeah.
it's good, it's good. But
Would you
like,
say that it makes the game more enjoyable to know that you're like on a timer?
So I would say yes.
In some ways and
in-
no in other ways?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah. Maybe first time people won't really like the idea of not being able to just go at your own leisure.
Yeah.
But you have so much time in like reality in like the Dead Rising game.
Mm.
Maybe not 1 and 2, but Dead Rising
So do they
3
all have timers?
Yeah, except for Dead Rising 4. And Dead Rising 4 did not have a timer and people deem it shit.
Okay.
But there's a lot of reason why the game is deemed shit. But the timer, you are only noticing your first playthrough,
Okay.
I think. And like once you're like used to how the game works and that, like you'll just be doing everything so quickly. Like,
So
people
what
treat, like-
exactly happens if the timer runs out? Is it just like a fail?
in Dead Rising 1, the reason why there's a 3-day time limit is because they said in 3 days they're bombing the fucking state.
Okay, so
I
the
mean,
time
the
runs
city.
out, it just like plays a cutscene of you getting bombed and that's GG.
Yeah, it's GG. The ending is
Okay.
F. The letter's F. Dead Rising 2, I'm pretty sure it's another bombing. Because in Dead Rising 1, the outbreak just happened out of nowhere, but in Outbreak in the second game, like lore-wise, it became like a... It's like Resident Evil in terms of the zombie apocalypse is an organization created to make money.
Okay.
So they sell Zombrex, which is like, if you're infected, as long as you take your Zombrex every 24 hours or 12 hours, you continue living your life.
Like
So it's
Antizin
having-
from Dead Dying Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, they do like a zombie show in the game. So like, there's like zombies and people who play on this game show, like killing them over with bikes with chainsaws on them.
Okay.
So it's like part of normal life, but like when an outbreak happens, it's like, oh, it's fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's corporate. It's also like how in Resident Evil 2, I mean, we watched the Resident Evil films, and it's slightly different, but I'm pretty sure the whole thing of Umbrella Corporation
motherfucker!
GTA!
What a scene.
It's a shame he died in like the third or fourth film. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
They made the zombie viruses to sell it as a bioweapon, didn't they?
Yeah, I
to
think
fucking
so. To sell it to the
terrorist
military or some
organisation.
shit. The terrorist.
like terrorist organs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they sell the weapon, and then they sell the cure to another place, and they combat each other. In the end, they just make it. I mean, that's the same with Fallout. I
Yeah,
really
similar.
think about now. I really like all these shows and films are telling me capitalism is bad.
Maybe we
Don't
should all just
actually-
become communists.
Yeah, we should all become communists. Don't take it out of context. I actually do not believe that.
Okay, so wait, where were? Oh yeah, the 72
We're talking
hour
about
thing.
Far Cry. We're talking about Far Cry, and I went on tangent about
About Dead
dying,
Rising. So
Dead Rising.
yeah, the time limit in the game, I've never experienced it personally. I can see how it would give you more immersion, knowing that like everything you do matters, because eventually you will not have time to do anything else. So that's a cool aspect of it. In a Far Cry game, me and you have played a lot of Far Cry. We
played
know-
Pete Far Cry.
we know a
played
lot.
shit Far
Yeah, we
Cries.
played Pig Far Cry, Shit Far Cry, we played all the Far Cry. So we kind of know how the Far Cry game loop is and everything. In that style of game, how would you feel about
I'll
the
just put a
timer?
pity and a bull terror.
There's two ways that they have to do it. There's the 100% completionist in me
Couple
will
of turtles.
fucking hate it unless they do like in Dead Rising, like close to the end of the game, or I know in Dead Rising 3, there's a thing that's merely called like infinite mode, where the game does not end until you go to like the final mission,
Yeah.
where you can like do everything you want, basically. And they either have to do it as in you can 100% the whole game within that time limit, or after the game, or just before the game, the time limit stops.
Okay.
And you can just do everything you want. Because this is Ubisoft we're talking about. They're going to have all the side quests that no one wants to do, but you have to do it if you want that little platinum.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that is true. They always have crazy amount of side quests, and there's no way people are gonna, grind all that shit if they're on a time limit. But I think that how hard can it really be for them to just add a setting or something at the start that says, do you want to have the time limit feature, or do you want to just play the game and then, that you don't need to worry about the time limit feature? If
It would be like an accessibility option where it's like no time limit, or the time limit's like 50%.
yeah, like you can just disable it or something, because they can just make it infinite and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. It can't be that hard for them to just make it an optional thing if it's going to be controversial, and then just please both sides, both parties.
Fucking bullet.
But,
Do we on hardcore?
I reckon
This is core,
pleasing
isn't
both
it?
sides will just like make the impact of the urgency
got a
way
mini-map.
less. Like it ruins the plot point. Like, did
Yeah, I
they
guess that's
even
true.
explain of like the reason why, or is it just like something they thought about?
I think it's just a rumor, but I don't know where it originated from. It says, it's currently unclear if the possible time limit is 72 real-time hours, or if the clock is slowed to make it feel close to the real-life passage of time. Either
sure
way, this would really light a fire in many players. Every movement choice made is detrimental. Okay, yep.
Not really. It doesn't remove the player choice. It removes the what do you call? What's that word we always use during Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Ambition, not agency. There you go.
Agency, yeah. It
Isn't that
removes
what you
your...
said?
Yeah, it removes your, like,
Freedom
ability
of
to...
power.
Yeah, your freedom to do whatever you want, because you know that you need to use your time wisely, because your time's limited.
Yeah, like in Far Cry 6, you were meant to be just another guerrilla war fighter, right?
Yeah.
But like the way we were playing, you felt like a fucking superhero.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Far Cry 3 really portrayed, in terms of story, well, how much you're just like a really good warrior, and that's all you're good for.
Mm.
And in terms of Jason going insane because of it, because he just the more you level up in the skills is tied to like gameplay wise, because he's finding new ways to kill people and he's enjoying it, and therefore the player is enjoying it because you're finding new ways to kill, and thus making him go looking like a lunatic.
Yeah. You kind of become crazy with your character, in a way. I think that when it comes to the time limit, I think 72 hour, if you're going to do something like a time limit on a game, the reason that you'd want to put a time limit in is because you kind of want to stress people out as like a part of the story or like a part of the immersion. You want people to get stressed. And I don't know how they plan to do it if it is a thing. I feel like though 72 hours if it's like playtime, that's a lot of time. Like that's
I don't think it. I don't think it will be playtime 72 hours.
You don't think it's playtime?
No,
You think it'll be like
in-game days?
In-game days, okay. Well, I think that if you want a time limit to really stress people out, it needs to be made in a way where the average player will be running out of time towards the end and they will be forced to make some decisions and give up other decisions to like compromise.
More powerful weapon, but not as much health. So
Yeah, like you need to be. The time limit needs to force you to make compromises. It needs to force the average player to make pretty big, sizable compromises in order to have like the immersion aspect. And I guess it just depends how big the game's going to be. But 72 hours sounds like a lot. But if it's scaled differently in the game, then that's fine. They can do however the hell they want.
When they say with that timer thing, I hope they do like in terms of instead of the map being so fucking big and there's nothing to do, it's more compact with so much stuff to do.
That would be nice. Yeah. Sometimes the maps are just too fucking big.
I think it's CD Projekt Red's rule of thumb, where let's pretend you're looking at the map in like The Witcher and you see 3 question marks, right?
Yeah.
To get to all those 3 question marks, it should take less than 45 seconds to go to all 3 in like a circle.
That's the like rule should they follow for
That's what their rule of thumb they do. I reckon if Far Cry wants to make that like thing go better, the map needs to be smaller with the points of interest.
Yeah.
Rule in mind.
Either that or they need to make like maneuvering and getting around way quicker and more fluid. Like think of a game like Just Cause, for example, right? In Just Cause, the map is gigantic, but getting around is so seamless. You played Just Cause 3 or no?
Yeah, I played Just Cause 3. I had the DLC.
Just Cause 4, have you played?
No, not 4, but I had 3 with the DLCs where you can get a jetpack on your suit.
Yeah, and in 3, it might have only been 4, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure in 3 you could call in vehicles like from an airdrop, right?
3 you can call in vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. So like that shit is crazy. You can literally just at any point, no matter where you are on the map, you can call in like a fighter jet and just have it like dropped out of a plane and land in front of you. So like if you're gonna have a huge map, give us shit like that. That's cool. You can do that in a Far Cry game. I don't see why not. Just have like some cool feature where you call in a vehicle airdrop, or if you want the map to be huge, then compensate for it by giving us like.
Actually, in Far Cry 6, you can get that skill.
You can get that skill. You can call vehicles in.
Yeah, call that vehicle in, but it's like a real piece of shit. So.
Yeah, you can call vehicles in Far Cry, but you can't like. It's not as seamless as it is in a game like Just Cause. And imagine if you could do like the Just Cause grappling and parachuting in Far Cry. That would also make getting around way nicer. They should obviously put it on a skill tree and make it like a late game thing. But the wingsuit was really nice. That was a really nice like quality of life gadget. That was in Far Cry 4. They added that, right? The wingsuit.
The wingsuit was free. The grappling hook and the wingsuit going hand in hand.
Oh, that was 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't in 2 though, was it? Or
nah,
the original?
2 only had the grapple hook.
Yeah. So the wingsuit is a really good way to do it. Maybe just make the wingsuit better. Like,
I mean, the wingsuit in 3 was like, by itself, it was perfect in terms of like skill and like.
I haven't played 3 in ages, yeah, but you could get pretty far with it, couldn't you?
You could like at first like just fly around and like use it, but there's like the mechanic of like when you go up in the air, you can like go do a backflip to go another way to.
Oh yeah.
Turn quicker, or like you get out your wingsuit to parachute and then go back into it to like make even sharper turns or some shit.
Just Cause had a similar thing to that, where if you, I think in Just Cause 3, if you just keep transitioning. Oh, I thought you were talking about Far Cry.
Nah, Far Cry, no.
Oh, so
Far Cry doesn't have that shit.
I was talking about Far Cry 3. The Far Cry. You said Far Cry 3 had a wingsuit.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 had a wingsuit, but I had no grappling hook.
Yeah, it had no grappling hook. But yeah, you're right about Just Cause. In Just Cause 3, you can basically travel an infinite distance by just deactivating your parachute. You can just keep going forever. But yeah, in Far Cry, I think that a time limit would make that kind of style of game really good, but it has to be like, it can't just be a thing in the background where it's like, oh look, I have this much time left, but it doesn't actually matter. It needs to be like, holy shit, there's like 2 missions left, and I need to choose to do, like, it's a choice between choosing one or the other, or you can maybe do both missions, but if you try to do both, you might run out of time before you complete like the second one, and you need to make a decision. Do I just want to do one? Do I want to try to do both? Do I want to do this? And it's like stressing you out. If it does that, it's a good. If not, it's just useless to have in the game.
Like in the Dead Rising game, like the timer, like it's always counting down. Like you can check your watch to see the time, and then when it reaches like a milestone in the timer, like let's say 24 hours remaining, it just like pops up on your screen like 24 hours left, and you just see the seconds counting down. And you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then with the like the missions, they're always on, like if you activate them, you see them on the side of your screen, and they have like this bar to say like how much time you have left to beat it, because like they're on some of the missions on a time limit before you, it's like say someone needs antacin, antacin equivalent, which is
Yeah.
Zombrex. But if you don't make it in time, they're just dead. So, like, you can't continue.
Yeah, you just lose that character completely.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that the games have done it before in a
they're
good way.
planning to do the timer thing, I hope they take heavy inspiration from the Capcom Dead Rising games. If they literally do one for one, it will be like, oh, they just stole from Dead Rising, but Dead Rising is a good thing, you know?
Yeah, they have a good system for it because they've done it over a few games, so they've had a chance to like get feedback on it and make changes wherever people want it. And I'm sure that if they're gonna do a timer thing, they will look at games like Dead Rising for like influence and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is a feature that if you fuck it up,
like
it's gonna be shit.
It's like one of the main things of a Dead Rising game. Like, if it doesn't have a time limit, like, the fans will, like, complain.
Like Dead Rising 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was the Far Cry topic, and I guess the main takeaway from that is it would be cool to have a timer, but if they fuck it up, it'll be shit and boring. If they do it well, it'll be cool. Please, whatever you do, don't give us another Resistance Fighter copy-paste story. I'm tired of it, sick and tired of the Resistance Fighter story.
We had 5, we had 6, we had fucking New Dawn.
Yeah, I can't with it anymore, honestly. Let's move on to the last topic, which is Valorant players getting banned on console for using a keyboard and mouse.
I fucking predicted it.
Isn't that something? Fantastic. So what is your take on using keyboard and mouse on console?
You're a piece of shit. I mean, if the game did not have it in mind, so like all the old CODs before they even had the keyboard and mouse input, you're a piece of shit for trying to check. It's like in like racing, like doing street racing, there's like a class limit, like only, let's say, like stock cars, and then you brought a sleeper car.
And then you bring like a souped
heavy, and well, sleeper, so it's like a souped up car, but it looks stock.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a normal car, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just went, you're a fucking cheater, and fucking piece of shit.
Well, here's the thing. I don't understand why it would be so hard for them to just... Because if you're on a console, you have so much more control than if you're on a PC. You should be able to know that they're using a keyboard and mouse and just, like, not allow them to matchmake if they have it plugged in or something. Like, why is that not a thing?
I mean, that's what they're doing.
Is that what they're doing? Well, then why are they banning people?
Oh, that's what I meant. They're not allowing matchmaking.
Like, what I'm saying is you shouldn't get, like, a timed ban.
It should be a different input queue.
Yeah,
like,
it should be...
Keyboard and mouse.
There should be either a different input queue or they should just not allow you to queue if you have it plugged in.
Yeah.
but it says players are actually getting banned from it. Well, this was when the beta was still
I think
out.
the beta's still on.
Is it still on?
Is it not?
It's still beta? I don't know. I
think
thought it
so.
was fully out. I guess it might still be beta.
The beta might be like, you know how like when Halo Infinite came, the beta was a month prior.
Yeah. What it says though is players are getting banned from the beta for using mouse and keyboard. It only supports controllers, so anyone detected using a mouse and keyboard is getting auto banned. Thanks to Riot Games anti-cheat software. A video
What
shared.
is the anti-cheat on the fucking console?
I'm assuming it's the same thing. Vanguard?
How can it be this? How can it be Vanguard?
I don't know. It just says thanks to Riot's anti-cheat software. So if it's Riot's anti-cheat software, then it's got to be something, right?
I mean, like Microsoft and Sony have their own kernel anti-cheat built in. But with Riot, it's kernel. I'm sure Sony and Microsoft won't allow their fucking anti-cheat to be kernel console.
Maybe
Or
not.
they
But
just, or maybe they like did like a collab thing for like the consoles.
maybe they integrated some aspect of their Vanguard into just the normal Sony like anti-cheat, or I don't know, some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it does say that Riot's anti-cheat is banning them. What's this clip? It says this video shared on X by a user named Anti-Cheat Police Department showed a console Valorant match abruptly end with a red screen appearing stating that a cheater has been detected. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, connection time.
Wait.
Yep.
No.
Right.
Interesting.
I got banned. No, no, no. Oh, no, no, no.
Wait, he got banned?
Yeah, he was doing it.
Oh.
The video guy was I believe he was testing to see keyboard and mouse will get people banned.
Okay.
And then the Twitter account just uploaded it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think he said it was like his third time doing it. But there is two ways thinking about this. Like the cheat devices that people are using to use keyboard and mouse to act like controller.
Like Sims
That
and
would-
Cronus's.
Yeah, that should be banned.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
if, like, imagine like someone just actually just plug in a keyboard and mouse to their console.
Yeah,
It should be
that's
a
what I
different
think
queue.
is fucking stupid. Like, if you... Because that's a feature that was, like, advertised, wasn't it? Back when there was, like, Call of Duty... I remember
I
the
think
Modern Warfare
2019
2019 or something.
2019 was like the first game to really implement it.
And they were like, hey, you can plug a keyboard and mouse straight into your console and you can play... Sure, it was shit. There was massive input delay and it was like arse, but you could do it. I played the Vanguard beta and the 2019 beta and the Cold War beta, I think, on keyboard and mouse because I could.
You think it
So
was shit because you were playing on the base PS4?
maybe it was just that was making it even shitter. That definitely contributed to it. I don't know what it's like on PS5. Never tried it, but it might be better on there. That's what I think is dumb because someone like me. If I had heard, like, let's say in a world, right, where Valorant was never on PC, it was never a PC game, it was just released on console as, like, the premiere, and there was like, hey guys, new game, Valorant, it's console only, and everyone started playing it, and we started playing it, I would most definitely just assume that I can plug in a keyboard and mouse to play it, because it's a first-person shooter on console. And if I hadn't seen any warnings or anything about, hey, don't do this, I would have copped a fucking ban. And I would have been mad about that.
I'm sure they will add a like down the line a fucking separate pool, and then people on console can play with PC players.
Yeah, hopefully.
I feel like there should be crossplay for like custom games and that because it's custom. But
I think there should be a cross-play ranked playlist that's like separate from normal ranked.
Yeah.
There should be like a cross-play comp where you can get same ranks like gold, silver, whatever, but it's like it's only a ranked playlist that is crossplay with consoles, PC, whatever the fuck, Switch if they put it on there. I don't care, everything.
That's Switch.
I don't care, bro. Switch 2 might be coming soon.
To be
Maybe.
fair, if they had Apex Legends to the Switch, I'm sure Valorant.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure it can fucking run it. It is kind of weird to me that they didn't do it on PS4 and Xbox One, even though I'm pretty sure PS4 and Xbox One should be able to run at least like a toned down version of Valorant. But
It's just like, it might be two things of just development time, or I don't see the point. Like, how old is the PS5 now? 4 years? It's already halfway through its life cycle.
yeah, that's true.
And,
I feel
it
like there's
doesn't
still a
even
lot of
feel
people
like
though who
it.
still haven't moved on to the
50% of the PlayStation community is still on the PS4. So it's like, it's weird.
yeah. So they're losing a pretty big part of the player base by not putting it on PS4.
But if they put on the PS4, that means they have to PS.
Yeah, I guess it's a lose-lose situation for them. This also article does bring up what you were saying before about Sim, I think. It says, let's see. Valorant's tech lead Marcus Reed confirmed that Valorant's anti-cheat would detect anyone using a Zim device or a similar device and ban them. And then it says, Zim is an adapter that allows you to plug in a mouse and keyboard to your console and have it recognized as a controller. Not only does this allow players to use mouse and keyboard in controller-only matchmaking, but it gives an additional advantage since any aim assist also works on mouse and keyboard. I'm just going to say, I have experienced what it's like to have aim assist on a mouse and keyboard before, and it does not turn you into a god like a lot of people assume it does. It is very hard to train your brain to comprehend how it feels to have assisted aim on a mouse.
I mean, you're not used to it, but I imagine you were.
Yeah, okay, that's true, but how often... Like, there hasn't really been anything that's had aim assist on mouse, so how many people have even had a chance to get used to that?
I don't know.
Unless you've been cheating or, like, using a Zim for years and years and you've gotten used to it, I guess that would be one case where it makes sense. But I feel like if you took the average PC FPS player and you, like someone who's never experienced it before, like any one of us or most of the people in our group, if you took any of us and gave us aim assist on PC, like say, I don't know, whatever it is, CSGO, Valorant, Call of Duty, whatever game, and you threw us into a game, we would perform exponentially worse than we would with no aim assist on PC.
I reckon one person in our friend group will play way better. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just saying he plays a certain agent. He only insta-lock. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, he might play better. Because there is some caveats to it. Like if your aim isn't fantastic already, if you haven't honed your aim to like an FPS standard and then you add in aim assist, you probably will do better. But if you're someone who has pretty fucking good aim on PC and then you throw aim assist on top, which suddenly it gives you acceleration, it gives you like smoothing because it's acting as a controller, it sucks your aim in different directions. It would take a long time to get used to that shit. So I guess the main thing to keep in mind is Valorant on console is most definitely going to have a problem with the whole Zim thing and Cronus thing and whatever bullshit, because if Rainbow Six can't weed out all the cheaters, I don't see how Valorant is going to weed them out. It's going to be...
I reckon Riot as a company is more anal on terms of cheating compared to Ubisoft. So.
They are, but like you said before, they kind of need to... They're limited by the fact that it's running not off their like anti-cheat, like you were saying, it's like Sony's or something.
I reckon it'll be Sony. Because the whole thing of Riot Vanguard was how malicious it is on system technically.
I'm gonna actually look it up while we're here before we wrap up. I'm curious to know if Vanguard is running on the consoles.
No, that's. Fuck. I completely forgot how to do this.
I can't really find anything like immediately on it.
Not even when you write Reddit.
The first thing is a Reddit post that says
Oh, it's 5 months.
5 months ago, so that's got nothing to do with it.
Book. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't, like, just with searching for a minute or so, I can't really find anything, but I think we can assume that it's not the exact same Vanguard that we have on our PCs.
Nah.
It's probably
I'm modified.
different in some way. It probably behaves differently. But yeah, that's about it for Valorant. People are cheating and they're getting banned, and
Looks
hopefully they do something about it so that innocent people who are ignorant don't get banned, while malicious people who are doing it
I mean-
intentionally do get banned.
Like, the keyboard and mouse being plugged into the console, I'm sure you won't get banned, you just won't be able to match. Oh, I probably won't even detect. I mean, it will detect it, but you won't even be able to use it.
Yeah,
But
I'm
with the Cronus
assuming.
thing, it's emulating a controller.
Yeah, if you're using a Cronus or a Zim, then you deserve to get banned because it's an unsupported
know what you're
accessory.
doing.
You know that you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. But I just don't want people who are plugging in keyboard and mouse like a USB straight into their console getting banned, because that shit's dumb. Hopefully, whatever it is, they figure it out, and once the beta's done and the full release is out, then it's not a problem anymore. I also kind of hope the people who get banned in the beta,
Stay banned.
they stay banned if they're using Zims, and
How funny would be they get, because isn't that person was using skins, so I think he has. It's the PC account.
yeah, he
also.
did have skins. I think. Wait, did he?
Yeah, the knife.
Isn't it a normal knife or?
Nah, that's like the. That's the what do you call it? That's Connor's knife he likes using because he thinks he's a streamer.
Oh, isn't that like this Counter-Strike
The
type
Xenoblade.
knife?
It's the Xeno Hunter, I believe.
Because it like changes how your hands look when you're holding it.
Yeah, and the right click is like at the top of the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess he got banned on his main, maybe. But
Maybe only on console. So
can you play on the same, like if I was to launch Valorant on console, can I play on my Tactical Pumpkin, or would I have to make a new account?
I think you have to play on your Riot account. So therefore, yeah, you can exactly.
But I wouldn't have the same rank, obviously, because
Nah, it'll be.
yeah, console and PC will be different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose that is Valorant wrapped up, and that also is our last topic. So
Fuck, I gotta extract first. I'm gonna do it right.
you gotta extract. All right. Let's
Extract. I gotta extract.
let's see how your extract's going.
Where is it? There it is. What round is it? Round 36. I'm doing Rampage because I need the game to go faster. So all the zombies right now have the same speed and aggression as highest round had.
I remember trying this once and failing, and never trying it again.
Oh, fuck. Exactly. I hope they get rid of Scorch for Black Ops 6 because it makes it way easier.
Look at that death machine minigun in the
Yep.
heavens.
The heavens above.
We're watching Paul cook, everyone. Let's hope he doesn't whiff here.
Come on.
You wouldn't want a zombies clip ending up on whiff of the week, would you?
No, I do not. Oh, please. Please die. Oh shit!
Hey.
Yeah, look at that.
Look
Right now,
at
just-
that. With 3 seconds to spare.
So you do it.
Damn, is that the... Did you do like the Easter egg ending or whatever?
Nah, I was just grinding camos.
Ah, okay.
The main thing, I need to get 2,500 headshots to the critical kills. I'm not even, I mean, like, over halfway. I forgot how I used to do it. How long you used to play zombies each day when I was jobless?
I don't know, yeah, you played Cold War quite a bit, and she's zombies. I
like
remember you
Cold-
played, you like solo queued in multiplayer lobbies.
I did the battle pass. I got every battle pass in Cold War. That's why my, I mean, hub 200. Oh, it's Battle.net.
Mission success, Paul, you did it.
Mission success. Where's
And
my,
I think that's the perfect time to wrap up the podcast, would you say?
Where is it? Yep. See, I did it. I did
did
the,
it.
I did all the besieging thing. See?
You're such a nerd. Congratulations.
Oh, fucking no. Ooh,
Uh,
the Dark Ops master. I got Dark Ether. I got Dark Matter. I even got Nuclear in Cold War. I was a degenerate during the Cold War Prime. Is there a playtime thing? Oh.
look at that.
And that's only multiplayer. Is there a zombies one? Or how long have I played it? No, amount of rounds I've done, kill.
Okay, let's wrap this shit up and get it start gathering news topics for next week, because I'm assuming what a lot of it's going to be is people's final thoughts, reviews, tier lists on Elden Ring stuff. Possibly is going to be big. I'm envisioning people are going to do boss tier lists. I'm definitely going to do a boss tier list when I finish the Elden Ring DLC, because I really want to rank them all. What do you think? Do you have any predictions for what people might be talking about throughout the next week?
Maybe rumors of Gamescom. That's gonna be in August, but
Yeah, there could be rumors, even though it's in August. People will still be looking ahead to it and trying to figure out what normally gets revealed at Gamescom. Just everything that gets left out of like the Xbox
Gamescom
showcase.
is usually that people like the company use it like free. I think only Xbox is planning to go to Gamescom this year, but
Maybe
it's
we
like-
get a GTA
more
6
GTA 6,
trailer,
yeah.
trailer 2. Could be cool.
Maybe get a exact release date.
That would be nice, yeah. I don't know if they'll lock themselves into an exact release date though. If they have the
Every
balls to
time
do it.
they did an exact release date, they always delay it later in the year anyway.
Yeah.
So
They
I'm
should
just
stick to
assuming
2025.
September or November release.
I'm assuming December 30th, you know? It's probably around that time. Right before New Year's, like on New Year's Eve, they'll release it.
But then I don't get to enjoy being sick on that day.
It is what it is. We'll get it eventually. We just gotta wait. Gotta be patient. Anyway, that was episode 3 of the Whiffcast. Thank you for joining us here on our wonderful podcast with me and Paul grinding. I was grinding Modern Warfare 3. Paul's grinding zombies. And we will catch you next week with episode 4. But until then, goodbye. See you later.
Bye bye.